chickens. Put a quarter of a pound of butter, mixed with a spoonful of flour, into a saucepan with pepper, salt, little vinegar, parsley, green onions, carrots, and turnips, into a saucepan and heat. Steep the chicken in this marinade 3 hours, having dried the pieces and floured them. Fry a good brown. Garnish with fried parsley. Jellied chicken. For jellied chicken, have on hand 3 pounds of chicken that has been boiled and cut from the bone in strips. Mix a quart of rich chicken stock that has been boiled down and cleared with a teaspoonful each of lemon juice, chopped parsley, a dash of celery salt, and a quarter teaspoonful each of salt and paprika. At the last, stir in a teaspoonful of granulated gelatin that has been dissolved. When the jelly begins to thicken, add the chicken and turn it into a mold. To have the chicken scattered evenly through the jelly, stand the dish containing the jelly in a pan of ice and turn in the jelly layer by layer, covering each with chicken as soon as it begins to thicken. Marbled chicken. Steam a young fowl until tender, or cook it gently in a small amount of water. Cut all the meat from the bones, keeping the white and dark meat separate. Chop the meat with a sharp knife, but do not grind it. Season with salt and pepper. Press into a mold, making alternate layers of light and dark meat. Strain the broth in which the fowl was cooked, and which should be reduced by cooking to a small amount. Season with salt and pepper. Add a tablespoon of butter after skimming clear of all fat. Pour this broth over the meat and set all in the ice chest until cold and firm. Unmold and cut in thin slices with a sharp knife. Then, if liked, garnish with cress and sliced lemon and serve. Potted chicken. Truss a small broiler in shape and lay in casserole. Brush it generously with melted butter, put on the cover, and cook 20 minutes. Now add 1 cup of rich stock or beef extract dissolved in hot water to make a good strength. Cover and finish cooking. Serve uncovered in the same dish with spoonfuls of potato balls, small carrots sliced, and tiny string beans laid alternately round the chicken. The vegetables should each be cooked separately. Pressed chicken. Cut as for a stew. Skin the feet and place in the bottom of a stew pan. Arrange the fowl on top, just cover with water, and cook slowly until tender. Do not let the meat brown. Separate the dark and light meat and throw away the feet, from which the gluten has been extracted. Chop liver, skin, heart, and gizzard fine. Add these chopped giblets to a dressing of stale breadcrumbs seasoned and moistened with a little hot water and butter. Arrange the large pieces of meat around the sides and bottom of a baking dish, alternating dark and light, and fill alternately with dressing and chicken until the dish is full. Remove the fat from the water in which the chicken was cooked. Heat boiling hot and pour over the chicken. Put into a press for several hours, and when cold, slice. Roast chicken. Having drawn and trussed the chicken, put it between some slices of bacon. Take care to fasten the feet to the spit to keep it together. Baste it with its gravy. When well done through, serve with cress round the dish. Season with salt and vinegar. The chicken and bacon should be covered with buttered paper until 5 minutes of the bird being done. Then take off the paper and finish the roasting by a very bright fire. Stuffed chicken. Put a pint of milk into a saucepan with a good handful of crumbs of bread and boil until very thick. Set away to cool. Add to this parsley, chopped green onion, thyme, salt, pepper, piece of butter, and the yolks of 4 eggs, and place in body of chicken, sewing up the opening. Roast the chicken between rashers of bacon. Turkey giblets à la bourgeoise. The giblets of turkey consist of the pinions, feet, neck, and gizzard. After having scalded, pick them well and put them in a saucepan with pieces of butter, some parsley, green onions, clove of garlic, sprig of thyme, bay leaf, a spoonful of flour moistened with stock, salt and pepper. Brown to a good color. Turkey truffles. Take a fat turkey, clean and singe it. Take 3 or 4 pounds of truffles, chopping up a handful with some fat bacon, and put into a saucepan, together with the whole truffles, salt, pepper, spices, and bay leaf. Let these ingredients cook over a slow fire for 3/4 of an hour. Take off, stir, and let cool. When quite cold, place in body of turkey. Sew up the opening and let the turkey imbibe the flavor of the truffles by remaining in a day or two, if the season permits. Cover the bird with slices of bacon and roast. Anchovy stuffing. Put some large fine chopped onions into a frying pan with a little oil or butter and fry them to a light brown. Put them in a basin and add some breadcrumbs that have been dipped in water and squeeze quite dry. Then add a small piece of liver of the bird to be stuffed, the filling of 7 or 8 salted anchovies, a pinch of parsley with a few chopped capers. Work these well together, sprinkle over a little pepper, and thicken the mixture with yolks of eggs when it is ready for use. Chestnut stuffing. Peel a sound, good-sized shallot, chop it up fine, place it in a saucepan on a hot fire with 1 tablespoonful of butter, and heat it for 3 minutes without browning. Then add 1/4 pound of sausage meat and cook for 5 minutes longer. Add 10 finely chopped mushrooms and a dozen well-pounded, cooked peeled chestnuts and stir all well together. Season with 1 pinch of salt, 1/2 pinch of pepper, 1/2 saltspoon of powdered thyme, and 1 teaspoonful of finely chopped parsley. Let this come to a boil, add 1/2 ounce of sifted breadcrumbs and 25 or 30 whole cooked and shelled chestnuts, and mix all well together, being careful not to break the chestnuts. Allow to cool, and then is ready for use. Chestnut stuffing for turkey. Put a dozen or 15 large chestnuts into a saucepan of water and boil them until they are quite tender. Then take off the shells and skins, put into a mortar and pound them. Put 4 ounces of shredded beef suet into a basin. Stir in 1/2 pound of breadcrumbs, season with salt and pepper to taste, and squeeze in a little lemon juice. Mix in a pound of chestnuts and stuffing will be ready for use. Chestnut stuffing with truffles. Remove the dark or outer skins from some chestnuts. Immerse in boiling water for a few minutes. Remove the light skins and boil for about 20 minutes. Put in a saucepan 1 pound of fat bacon and 2 shallots, and keep these over the fire for a few minutes. Then add the whole chestnuts, also 1/2 pound of chestnuts previously cut into small pieces. Put in pepper, spices, and salt to taste, and a small quantity of powdered marjoram and thyme. Hold it over the fire a little longer, turning it occasionally. It is then ready for use. Chicken liver stuffing for birds. Chop a 1/2 pound of fat chicken livers in small pieces and put them in a frying pan with 2 finely chopped shallots, 2 ounces of fat ham, also chopped thyme, grated nutmeg, pepper, salt, and a small lump of butter. Toss it about over the fire until partly cooked. Then take it off and leave it until cold. Pound in a mortar. Then it is ready for use. Chicken stuffing. Take the heart, liver, and gizzard of a fowl. Chop fine, season to taste, and mix with boiled rice, worked up with a little butter. Stuff the chicken with this. Giblet stuffing for turkey. Put the giblets in a saucepan over the fire with boiling water to cover. Sprinkle over a teaspoonful of salt and 1/4 teaspoonful of pepper and boil gently until tender. Save the water in which the giblets were boiled to use for gravy. Chop the giblets quite fine. Put them in a frying pan over the fire with 4 ounces of butter, 2 breakfast cups of stale breadcrumbs, and a good seasoning of salt, pepper, and any powdered sweet herbs except sage. Stir all these ingredients together until they are of a light brown. Add a wine glass of sherry or Madeira wine, and the forcemeat is ready for use. Pickled pork stuffing for turkeys. Chop up very fine 1/4 pound of fat and lean salted pork. Break quite fine a couple of breakfast cupfuls of bread and put them in a frying pan over the fire with 2 heaping tablespoonfuls of butter. Fry to a brown and season with salt, pepper, and any sweet herbs except sage. Potato stuffing. Cut some peeled raw potatoes into slices of moderate thickness and then cut into squares. Rinse with cold water, drain and place them in a saucepan with a couple ounces of butter.